I am resigning as leader.
There will be a great deal of agreement.
There should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister.
Breaking news. Singer and influencer Michael Aldag has just been announced as the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
He's currently in high-level governmental meetings with his advisors Matt Richardson and Lauren Bell-Cross, formulating his policies and strategy.
Hello and welcome to I Am Prime Minister, the podcast that gives celebs, comedians and influencers the keys to number 10 and a chance to run the country. We've got a TikTok star today and a musician. It's our youngest ever guest, our first Gen Z Prime Minister, and potentially the first ever redhead in number 10. Is that true, Lauren?
You will not be the first ginger in number 10. Sir Robert Peel, one of the sort of leading founders of the Conservative Party and founders of the Metropolitan Police, the Bobby on the beat.
Yeah, that's why they were called the Peelers, weren't they?
Yeah, and you're not going, sadly, not going to be the youngest occupant. Wrong. You are going to be the youngest occupant, number 10. Pitt the Younger was 24 years old when he became PM, so...
that's crazy.
You know, a new record set here as well.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Now, as we do with any new Prime Minister, you can do whatever you want to the Cabinet Office.
Okay.
So you've got the classics, but you can set up any department you want. So we're going to set up a brand new ministry. What would you like to set up?
What would I like to set up? I think I want to set up something that's focused on kind of monitoring like social media, and I feel like a lot of people have kind of close friend stories or private stories on Snapchat, and I've been long suffering of being added to people's private stories, and they've been really just dire.
So now this is where we are going to struggle as your advisors.
Okay.
I sort of miss We're both in our early 30s. We've missed Snapchat because you have a lyric in one of your songs about, she said she's not into drama because life's too short, and I believed her until I saw a Snapchat score. That makes me feel so old. So I'm like, what is a Snapchat score? You've got to explain all this to me.
So essentially, like what a private story or a close friends is, it's just like you get added to it because you're supposed to be, in the kind of like inner circle of said person. Fine. Do you know what I mean? But oftentimes you get included in it with somebody who maybe you've been close with for a very like short period of time, and then you get too much detail of their life, and it gets overshared. And I feel like I want to rectify that, or at least like have some quality control on that.
This is something I very much empathise with, because in politics, there's a very annoying similar habit of people who, me and another activist friends were convinced are putting pretty much everyone on their close friends list to feel a sort of greater degree of warmth and to be more inclined to vote for them in internal elections.
Is that really what they do?
That's what we are convinced this is what happens in some internal election.
Election losing strategy.
For internal stuff, not sort of the public.
I have a close friends on Instagram, but I literally post stuff that would ruin my life. Or like slagging off other comedians that I don't like. Really horrible things.
But I feel like that's good, because at least it's got a bit of juice about it. Whereas some people, will just be like, I met you 2 weeks ago at an event, we're never going to meet before or since, and now I'm watching you like butter your toast and then feed it to your dog.
Well, look, I think social media does need regulating, and not even like the companies. I think what people post and think is acceptable really we need to have a real standard for this.
I think there's an idea which I want to run by you, and I think you and I will appreciate this. We're old enough to remember MySpace, which was one of those old digital platforms back in the day, and there was a rule on MySpace where you could only have your top friends were 8 people.
Okay.
So I think, maybe we do a little digital back to basics where your close friends can only be limited to 8.
But that was a nightmare in itself, because your 8 friends, if you fell out with someone or had an annoying day, you just move them down the 8.
Yeah.
So they'd be like second, you'd be like, nope, you're in 6th for the day.
And you always had to have MySpace Tom as one of
Tom
your friends.
was one of them. It was simpler times.
And could they see that you've moved them down?
Yeah, because it was like on your profile had your top 8 friends.
Oh, that's awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really passive aggressive.
Yeah, that's really horrible, that.
Yeah. But, I think people do post the wrong things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an absolute hypocrite, because if you look at any of my social media feeds, they're just full of me chatting absolute rubbish.
But it's funny, though.
Well, it's hit and miss. There are a lot of videos that come down after.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'll post something and like go back on the next morning and go, oh, it's done nothing, take it down. Do you know what I mean?
So it's curated.
Yeah, it's curated by like.
Do people now go to you? Oh, I've got an idea for a video.
They used to. Like, I have been doing it for quite a while now. So when I first it was interesting, because I started when we were all in lockdown, and then I came out of it, and like my friends who I'd been going out with since before lockdown we'd all be sat in a pub and they'd be going like, "Are you going to put this conversation on TikTok tomorrow?"
Oh my
and
God.
kind of like that was a running
Welcome
joke.
to my life as a stand-up.
Yeah.
You meet people and you meet them for a bit and they go, bet this is going in the set, isn't it? And you go, "You are the most boring person
It's
I've
not getting
ever
anywhere
met."
near the set.
And then they do something that's really fun. They have no idea, and you're like, "That's going in the
Yes,
set,"
that's-
because you look like an arsehole.
Yes, that's always it.
Yeah. But I bet this is going to be on your bloody TikTok.
I had the worst thing because somebody was telling me, and this is going to make me sound really bad and maybe distasteful, but somebody was telling me about how
Your Prime Minister, they've all been distasteful.
yeah. I'll just get the PR team on it later.
We'll protect you.
Yeah, thank you. Somebody was telling me about how their friend or son had sepsis, and that must have like sunk into my psyche. And then the next day I did a video. Kind of unknowingly, I just mentioned sepsis in it. I didn't mention the friend having sepsis, but then they were like, "How dare you?
Really?
Like, she got sepsis, and you're like using it as content." And I think I just said life imitates art, and which was really not nice.
Sepsis is funny, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like this as social media ministry. So are we going to, policies for this, are we going to control what people are posting then? That feels like the thing that annoys you.
Yeah.
Is people posting rubbish.
Yeah.
Maybe we should limit how many posts you can do a day or a week.
I think that's good.
Because, it's like when you used to have, I like a disposable camera, because you really think about what you're going to take a photo of.
Yeah.
Whereas when you got a phone, you take photos of any old
whacking
shit,
them
don't
off,
you?
yeah.
Yeah, you
100%.
whacking them off is not. Come on,
I mean,
there's
one
already going to be a
sense of the word.
scandal. Okay,
Yeah.
lovely. Prime Minister whacks off on social media. Lovely stuff. So maybe
The
that's it.
basics,
I don't even think one a day. I think it should be like 3 a week. You're
We're
allowed
talking
3
wanking
posts.
or posting now.
Wanking.
Right, yeah.
You got to clear the pipes.
3 a day. Yeah.
You're much younger than us. 3 a day might be possible.
Those
but
are rookie numbers.
At our age, 3 a month is a miracle. It's quarterly for me.
Yeah.
I think we need to just stop because people post so much crap.
They
And I
do.
think now you're Prime Minister. Look, you are in the social media realm as well. I feel like you're an expert on this.
I feel like the more time you spend in the social media realm, the more you lose your grip on reality. So maybe I'm not,
Yeah.
So you get too in deep to all the weird social media in jokes and find yourself howling at a snail. I saw something that I posted the other day, and I looked back at it, and it was it was a text message from anxiety saying what if no one likes you, and then depression, this text saying what if you're not good enough, and then the third text was edited, and it was from a woodpecker, and it was the woodpecker had said bro, I've been going crazy on this tree, and I posted that. I remember just howling at that, and that's the joke. That is the response that should be met with.
Well, look, different generations, my friend.
Yeah.
I absolutely howled.
We might need to put together a pack so the civil service can understand what the Prime
Translating
Minister
services,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Higher Gen Z
woodpecker
translations.
memes.
So what would you? So in your normal life, away from social media, how much do you have a private account?
No, I don't on anything.
No.
It's all just full whack.
I think we should ban how much people post, and also no children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing no children and no marathons.
That's really good.
Oh no, I'm out on the marathons one.
Do you like a marathon post?
Yeah, I've got a really bad one where
Get
I
a
ran.
grip.
I ran in Latvia and I forgot to use Vaseline, so there's a photo of me with bleeding nipples.
Wow.
Look, mate, if you're trying to turn me on, it's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Look, not in front of the PM. Okay. Got enough problems
that
without
is
me
incredible.
assaulting
We've got
you
him
now.
whacking one out on
Yeah,
social media.
whacking
So.
one out.
Look,
TikTok
I
live.
just think, because I'm at that age now where my friends are having kids,
Yeah.
left, right, and centre, or doing marathons. I just
Yeah.
think, don't need to see any of that.
Yes, I agree with that. I also, this might be controversial as well, but I'm absolutely sick to the teeth of seeing your dog. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so
A dog is a dog.
Pets have to have their own account.
I like my dog.
yeah, but you don't post your dog.
I don't really post her a lot, but I like my dog. I don't really.
You're not bothered about other dogs.
I can't find myself. If I see a dog in the street, I love it. It's
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, nice
But that's
dog.
like going to watch a football match and watching it on telly. They're two different things.
That's the whole
thing. Let's move on now. We'll move on to your next department, which is transport.
Transport. Now, I spend a lot of my life on public transport. So
Are
I
you
feel
a public
strongly about
transport
it.
only?
No, I do have a car, so I drive, but I get the train from Liverpool to London a lot, and also just the local train. I do like a train, but there are things that really I don't like about them at the same time, you know.
Okay, go on. What are your problems? Let's sort this out. Let's try and fix
There's
it.
obviously the obvious one of like, do they run or not? But I feel like that's a very real political issue, so I'll leave that for the.
Don't worry, we'll leave it to your Minister for Transport.
Exactly,
You don't need to
I don't
worry
want to get
about that.
involved. I more want to focus on the sort of like what food people have on the train and like stinking the place out. Like, what makes you more important than the rest of us that you can bring a tuna baguette on here?
Tuna is so unacceptable.
It's
Any
just
fish
not
on a train.
right, is it? It's not
No.
right at all, and it's really that I feel it's egregious, and I feel insulted. I feel insulted with that.
Okay, so food on. So what are we gonna do? Is it gonna be an outright ban on certain foods or
I was
fines?
thinking about
What are we doing?
I think it's a no food policy. I think you can just have like a coffee and a bottle of water.
Okay.
It's like we're in Britain. The train journey has got to be like adequately miserable, and I feel like those things can like add to that.
Also, no train journey in this country is long enough that you need a meal.
I don't think so.
Unless
I
you're
mean,
travelling
what
to
is it,
fucking
Liverpool to
Aberdeen.
Yeah,
So
possibly.
there are some exceptions.
Okay,
right?
how about like, because I'm seeing the headlines here, sort of
crackers,
PM
dry
ban food.
crackers?
How
Yeah.
about you can only eat in the dining car?
Yes. Okay.
Bring back proper dining car or in express style.
Love that.
Yeah.
I was on the train the other day, and a woman got out and like in a Tupperware box, like a curry, like it was a
Oh no!
like a curry.
No.
And she got another Tupperware box of rice, and like at the worst Muller corner on a train of all time. And just sat, and then I've seen another woman. I was on a train once. I like you, a lot of trains over the years. Box of cereal. She pulled out a box of cereal and she had a Tupperware of milk.
No way.
And
That's
then pulled
incredible.
out a metal spoon. I was like, that's weird.
That's incredible.
Normal cutlery on a train is not acceptable
No,
if you bring
no.
it in.
Yeah, that's crazy. I do feel like the trains have lost their glamour because you're now paying to go like as an experience to go on an old steam train where they were all beautiful, and now it's like, do you know the classrooms you had in secondary school? Maybe they're like the outdoor like porter cabin ones
Yep.
that they've just thrown up. That's what the inside of the trains feel like now. Do you know what I mean? It's like there might be asbestos in this
Yeah,
train.
yeah,
Do you know
they're
what
awful.
I mean? It's that
They're
bad.
absolutely dreadful. Oh, that's a really good one. So you've got a lot of opinions about trains. What about other transport that we can
Other
do?
transport. Do you know?
So you drive, obviously.
I drive, yeah. I try to.
Do you drive up and down for gigs ever, or do you have a tour manager now?
We have a bus, so I don't drive to
Do you have a
gigs.
proper tour bus?
Not
Like
a
the
full-on
big-
tour bus. I have been on one when I've supported a much bigger artist than me, but we have a little like splitter van.
Yeah.
We've had like very varied splitter vans. Like we've had some really nice ones.
Yeah.
And then ones where like the carpet's been torn up and like
Is it always the kind of bands that have been in before that ruin the van?
maybe it is.
You're like, oh, it was a metal band, they've left it nice, or it was, whatever.
That's a good point. I never thought about where they'd last been.
Yeah.
But like we had a van that had like a seatbelt that would like always cut your leg open as you tried to leave because it was just like unsheathed or something. So I ended up with like a big like cut down the back of my
You've got
thigh.
to have some scars from the road.
Well, yeah, that's rock and roll, isn't it?
I would say
That's where
look,
the worries from sepsis came from. So
Yes, exactly.
I would say, look, I think there's a big problem in this country, and you'll know this as a touring artist.
Mm-hmm.
Service stations are an issue.
Service stations.
They're just not good enough. After some of them are really nice. Look, Beaconsfield, hello.
the
Cobham,
dream.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Gloucester,
Yeah, the T-Bay ones.
T-Bay,
Yeah.
lovely. The rest of them, absolutely awful.
Dreadful.
Yeah, you know this, coming back at like 1 a.m.
Yeah, they
should
are
do
like
something about that.
Yes, we should. I love a good service station, and we'll go out of our way to go to like one of the special
Yeah,
ones.
and there's not that many.
And there isn't, but that's why they're such a treat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we're on the way from Cardiff to Newcastle. Is there anything? And if there isn't, then I'm just in the foulest mood ever.
Yeah.
But when you're going up to Glasgow, there's a really nice one. And I love because they're all open, like, oh, you can pick, like, they've got the cookies on display and stuff.
Yeah.
And I have this thing where, like, I don't know whether it's like the little northern like street urchin in me, but I do like to just pinch a cookie and then
Do you pinch cookies?
Just one or two
We
in
need
my
to tell
time.
the press department
Oh, yeah.
that could come
That
back
I
could
and
don't know
come back
whether I
on us.
should actually like be admitting that.
I think
you're okay.
that's more worrying than the wanking one, to be honest. The wanking one can get away with it, but stealing the cookies,
Stealing
no.
the cookies.
That's like when Ariana Grande licked a donut. It was a nightmare,
Yes.
you know. Okay, yeah, look, I think we look, the train thing I love. It sort of brings a bit of romance back.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do the same with services.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
think
back
that's
when
a really
road,
good
you know,
shout.
the Michelin guide, you know, the posh food guide, was only set up to encourage people to drive more, to go to nice
Really?
restaurants. So
Really?
maybe
Didn't
we
know that.
encourage sort of a fine dining experience in services as well.
Yes.
Are you you like foodie?
It depends. Like,
Wait till you really break it, mate. Then you will be.
That's the thing. When I come to London, I'm like, oh yeah, £7 for like a bit of spinach, yes please. And then when I get home, I'm just like eating like Weetabix day upon day, you know.
Yeah,
So,
look, struggling artist, mate. You gotta,
Yeah, that's
you know.
it.
And also, when you're 22, you can get away with that sort of diet.
Yeah,
in the end, you have to pay for the spinach, otherwise you
yeah.
feel hungover. I think fine dining in services. Maybe we'll bring in Raymond Blanc or one of these big chefs. Gordon Ramsay. Why don't we get him on board as the service station
Or-
star?
no, with the really curly hair.
We'd learn it, we'd merge it with the culture department, and then set as a way of launching the policy via TV. Go send Gordon Ramsay to shame all these service station
Like,
orders.
Yeah.
like kitchen
Ramsay-
nightmares,
yeah,
but
exactly.
for services.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, I like that.
incredible.
We're going to move on to your next department. We're going to do
Yes.
culture, media, and sport.
Culture, media, and sports.
Now, this feels, you know, you're a musician.
Yeah.
You're a big football fan. This feels like very appropriate as a passionate ground for you.
Yes, I have a lot of strong opinions, and it's a lot about like audience etiquette and that sort of thing.
This has
which
been,
you must...
yeah. We've our most controversial clip online is about audience etiquette.
Oh really?
Yes, you know William Hanson. Do you know who William Hanson is? He's the etiquette expert.
Okay.
So William was a prime minister we worked with before your time.
Yeah,
Apologies,
yeah.
we've had other prime ministers
Okay.
before. He wanted audience members who talk tasered in the interval of the show.
I got a similar thing.
Have you got? Does it happen? So this is more about the theatre he was talking. What is it at music gigs that's annoying you?
Okay, it's a lot of like phone etiquette, and also in the cinema I was thinking like I go to the cinema quite a lot, and I see people and they're like, you can see the phone screen and it is so bright, isn't it, in a cinema? I don't understand like why you need to be on it, and it's often like a 17-year-old. It's like, what is so pressing that needs your immediate attention in the middle of Oppenheimer? Do you know? It's just like, just double down, focus on the film. If you don't like it, leave, but don't be like checking like Kick Messenger or whatever, you know. It's just I have a
Is this
an issue
something
with
that's
that.
happened before, Lauren, in any other countries? Is there been etiquette lessons of
So,
any sort of
not
stripe?
etiquette lessons, but in New York, the mayor, then mayor Michael Bloomberg, tried to ban it. Use of mobile phones in, I think, theatres and cinemas as well.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly, New York, there's a lot of other more important crime like stabbings and shootings. That
Yeah,
to be
yeah, I
dealing.
think,
So
you know,
it's
very
lower
much.
down the pecking order, but maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe this is sort of the decline of the social
The
order.
murders
stems
might not
from
happen
there.
if people stayed off their fucking phone.
Exactly.
Because
It's-
someone like you's going to snap.
It's a snowball effect, isn't it? It really is.
And so when you're performing at one of your shows,
Yeah.
what kind of phone etiquette annoys you that we can do something about?
People handing out, so you know the app Be Real,
Yes, Be Real, where you just take one photo a day and it's
Yeah.
at a certain time.
but
so.
it's no longer one photo a day. They've sold out apparently, so you can do it like whenever, as
So
long
it's
as
just
you,
Instagram.
essentially.
Yeah, okay.
But like handing me a Be Real on stage, as if there isn't, a couple hundred other people in the crowd.
That's very selfish.
Do you know? And like asking me to
Do you
it.
do them?
I've done it like once, and now I'm really putting my foot down, as I kind of grow and mature as a performer. Because I just feel, how can you expect that?
Have you ever told people to put their phones away when they've been watching you? Have you been like, be in the moment, guys?
No, I feel like, I don't know. I
Also, free advertising.
exactly,
Yeah.
and like, because I'll be then on Instagram later, like, anyone got any videos? It's like, well, no, you told us to put your phones away,
Yeah.
So because everything, as you know, nothing happens if it doesn't happen online.
See, it's the opposite thing. I don't know if you ever film music gigs. I don't think I've ever filmed a music gig.
I personally haven't.
Just because I know that I'm not going to do a great job.
No, there's
Like a 20-second clip for Insta, and that's it.
yeah, like not like. But you see people, they film the whole thing.
yeah.
The one I don't get is football. Why the fuck are you filming the penalty being taken? Like,
It's on telly.
Like, you're going to
Yeah.
see it back on telly. There's loads of cameras
They've
everywhere.
got better cameras.
Yeah, literally, just YouTube it later.
Yeah, the phone thing is, I think at gigs is annoying. What I hate is when you're on stage and you just see a blue face all of a sudden.
yeah. Yeah, in the slow songs, you know, it's just like.
Maybe the songs are so good they're texting their ex.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah, maybe
it.
that you've
Or they're like
inspired.
opening a note and like doing like to do, like making a list of like how they're going to improve their life.
So look, so this audience etiquette, what's the solution here? How are we going to fix this problem with phones and just general etiquette? Do you find any other things that people do at gigs annoying or upsetting or unacceptable? Is the behaviour bad when you go and watch music as well as being on stage? Is there anything that really upsets you?
Talking and like eating in cinemas really annoys me, and I don't know why popcorn is the most like normalized food for a cinema. It's just so counterintuitive, surely, because it's so loud.
Should we ban popcorn then?
Yes, please.
Just in cinemas or everywhere? We would cut off the supply.
I feel like
the Taliban burning the poppies.
Yeah, but it's like, what's that
Burning
thing?
the popcorn. Projectiles flying everywhere in town centre.
Like, we're going to burn the cornfields. We've just made more popcorn. That's all that's happened there.
If we move, like, is it called the Overton window, where you move it so far and then cut, like, you concede a little bit?
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh, okay, it's not as bad. So we ban it all initially,
and then we bring it back.
And then it's like, okay, well, you can have it everywhere but cinemas.
So just no food in cinemas at all?
Soft food, like yogurt. You know,
yogurt in cinema. Yeah, we can go.
Cool.
Healthy. We're
but then
encouraging
that might
people.
go against your thing of like no cutlery outside the house.
Well, you could have a Frube.
Yeah, but like Frubes are like
it was only
crimes
metal
against
cutlery
humanity.
objected to, so we can have like recyclable cutlery. That's fine.
Yeah,
and also
Frubes are crimes against humanity is definitely the clip we're leading with on this. That's really funny.
Are you a Frube fan?
Look, I haven't had a Frube, but I wouldn't say no to a Frube.
Oh wow!
I haven't had a Frube for a long time, since I was a child.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that's unacceptable.
Yeah. Like I've not had a Frube since. I mean, like when I was eating petit falou still.
Yeah, I see. I love a petit falou, but like if I were to go, I remember vividly in primary school going to sit with like people at lunch, and if they had a Frube, there's no way I'm going anywhere near them.
Why?
I'm very like weird about like
food in tubes.
Food, and yeah, I don't like ketchup. I don't like Coke.
Why don't you like ketchup and Coke?
I don't know. I have this joke with my sisters where I say like whenever they bring like something out that I don't like, it's like I go, that's my one thing, can you not? And I've got like 7 one things, so I'm
ketchup,
just like
Coke,
ketchup,
Frubes.
Coke, Frubes, Baby Bells.
I love a baby. I still eat Baby Bells.
Really?
I buy
that's
Baby Bells.
embarrassing.
Why? They're such a good on-the-go snack.
But
It's not a proper cheese. Just get a proper cheese.
Yeah,
Mate, I'm not getting a slice of fucking brie out on the train, am I?
That's true. But cheese string, I like.
Do you like a cheese string?
Yeah, they're
I love
acceptable.
cheese strings.
But do you know what I mean? There's no
rhyme or reason.
No, it's all just do as I say, not as I do.
Look, so we're not going to ban all these foods generally, but we will ban. So it's yogurt in cinemas. So cinemas can only sell yogurt now.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
Okay, but not Frubes. It has to be
a
proper like
petit falou.
A petit falou is fun.
Yeah.
In the big buckets, like you can have an extra large petit falou. Like
that'd be great.
Like it's popcorn.
That'd be great.
Yeah. That'd set off my acne, but like,
I mean,
it'd be lovely.
I mean, I think I'd shit myself for the next week if I ate a popcorn bucket of petit falou.
Then, if you needed to, you can go out and go on your phone without disrupting everyone.
It's so good. It's working
Maybe
out
there
so
should.
well.
You know what there should be is like a little section of the cinema where it's like two-way glass, so they can see out, but you can't see them, where they're all allowed to sit on their phones.
Yeah,
That would be great.
Yeah.
that's really good.
Great. Well, look, Prime Minister, I think this is looking great. Let's have a little look. So we're going to have a social media ministry. We're going to ban dog photos, children's photos, Etsy posts. And in transport, well, it's a lot of bans, actually. We're going to ban
It's quite big
all
brother.
food on trains except in old school Orient Express style dining cars. You can have coffee and water on your train only.
Yeah.
And we're going to introduce fine dining into service stations with Gordon Ramsay as our service stations
Fantastic.
are. In culture, media and sport, there's no more talking in the cinema. We're going to ban popcorn. You can only have petit falou in popcorn-sized tubs.
Good.
And there's going to be a phone room that you can be away from everyone in
Perfect.
your phone as well. I think that's enough for us to be getting on with, Prime Minister. We can work on
It's a
that.
programme of government of itself. It's not a few ideas. It's a full-on programme
yeah,
of government. And I
it's a
think
big
it's what the nation
manifesto.
needs.
I think it's going to be a very good first 100 days for you.
Thank you very
now
much.
you're doing a big show in Leeds with the Kooks.
Oh yeah, a festival in Leeds in a big park, which I went to the other week and had a look around, and the house is a bit haunted, but I've forgotten the name of it, which is absolutely in Temple Newsham.
Yeah, it's in May.
Yes.
So people can see you there. And if they want to find out dates and other things, where can we find you?
Just all on any social media, Instagram, TikTok, and then all of the dates that I'm playing will be in the bio of any of them.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister.
Thank
you.
you very much.
Breaking news. Due to a revolt in Parliament against the current Prime Minister for really quite obvious reasons, the United Kingdom is still looking for a new leader to run the country. I Am Prime Minister is a Viral Tribe production. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter and YouTube at IamPM.